This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Welcome to Sports Wednesday. The island of Eleuthera is being heralded as the new regatta capital now that the King Eric Gibson Rock Sound Regatta has come on board. Skippers will set sail on Thursday in the first annual regatta named after King Eric. In 2 weeks, the sloops will head to Harbor Island to participate in the annual Harbor Island Regatta.
Today we speak to Rock Sound, and this regatta is being held in King Eric's honor. And what a privilege it is for me as minister responsible to be presiding over this regatta. After 21 years of regatta sabbatical, Rock Sound has finally found the wherewithal to make this regatta happen. And I want to congratulate the organizers, the sponsors up to this point, and those who will sail and participate in any way in this upcoming regatta.
Two of the country's top female pitchers will step on the mound tomorrow night when the New Providence Softball Association's best of 5 playoff series starts. Ernestine Stubbs is expected to throw the heat from the Sigma Brackets, and Marvette Miller will get the nod for the Black Scorpions.
Very exciting matchup. The Sigma Brackets, the defending champions, against the Black Scorpions. The Black Scorpions really made an impression on the league this year. As a matter of fact, they are tied with the Sigma Brackets for second place. Very impressive playing. They have a very good team, and they can challenge for the championship this year. In the second game, we have the men, the PTC Elite Warriors, against the defending champions, the Hitmen. So we have both champions going against some real competitive teams in the first round of the playoffs come Thursday night.
Executives in the Bahamas Olympic Committee sends a strong warning message to elite athletes. In this report, Charles Fisher tells us that the executives will be cracking down on athletes who refuse to compete at international meets.
Bahamas Olympic Committee taking a stand when it comes to athletes' availability to compete in international events, especially those on government subvention. General Secretary Romel Fish-Knowles is aware that some may be unable to compete due to injury or unforeseen circumstances, but for those that can and don't.
But when you have an athlete that's on subvention who could care less about, let's say, the Commonwealth Games, or they could care less about this, well, the CAC Games happen to be a bad year, but less about the CAC Games, and less about the Pan Am Games, because they're getting subvention, and some of these athletes are getting a healthy subvention, $36,000 a year, some $19,000 a year, some $12,000 a year. What example are they setting for the younger athletes? Why would they want to compete and represent the country? But if you're getting tax-free dollars, then I don't even think they pay national insurance on it. So they owe the country, they owe the Bahamas Olympic Committee, they owe their national federation to come forward and represent their country. And if you don't, the government have to take the hard stance. If you don't, you'll be deducted 1/3 of what your grant is or subvention is, and if you miss 2, then you could be taken off subvention. That's the hard stance we got to take to make sure that we send the best athletes to represent the country at all times.
And the pressure is mounting for the BOC for that almighty dollar.
Our sponsors are concerned that perhaps we should do a little bit more in terms of podium performances, and so we're asking all the coaches really to step up their training regimen so that our athletes can be prepared for all international competition.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
And finally in sports, the results of our weekly NFL Challenge is in. I'm still leading the way after having a perfect week 3 with a win-loss record of 11-4. Johnny is second with 10-5, Julian's record is 9-6, and Fisher sits in 4th with 8-7. That's your look at sports for Wednesday. I'm Kelsey Johnson.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.